Alright, greetings and salutations. I am starting a new character today, and the plan is to go ahead and create, well, a character who can survive as an alchemist. The idea being that I would like to actually play the game from an early level and beat the whole thing. And let's see, I think that this character is actually supposed to be an Imperial. So, we'll be demonstrating a little bit of the gameplay and just doing some exploration of the world space, seeing how well I can actually survive in mainland Skyrim without any real assets or abilities. Alright, let's see. This is from Palladium Racials. So this is where I would choose normally my character's presets, get all of my skills set up. This is effectively my character's racial abilities. So the Ascended, the Akaviri Descended Imperial is actually a character I've played through before. You start out with a shout innately, quick draw, meditation, all that stuff. But I didn't personally enjoy it a whole lot. I felt like the shout was a little bit underpowered for being Dragon's Breath. And then we've got the Colovian Imperial. I haven't tried this one yet. Blessing of the Nine. Blessings are stronger. Staunch Protector. Blocking and wards are more effective. The Empire Strikes Back. I love it. Blocking or using a ward causes nearby attackers to become staggered. Squad Formation. Choose a formation. Give buffs to allies based on your choice. Rallying Cry, restore and increase the stats of nearby allies. Enemies get the inverse effect. That actually is pretty nice. I like Rallying Cry. Alright, and then we've got Silver Tongue. This is from the Nibonese Imperial. Silver Tongue, get better deals when bartering and sometimes talk your way out of crimes. Nibian Luck, any time you acquire gold, you gain extra gold. Conflict of Interest, pay an NPC gold to pacify them for 5 minutes. Incitement, bribe nearby NPCs to attack any enemy. That's actually a pretty useful skill. You could effectively get anyone to attack at any time. I mean, it's exactly what it says. I don't know why I'm trying to describe that. And looks like those are our options. I think of these, I would personally go for the Colovian Imperial for this run, but at the same time, this is an alchemist. If we want to do our best as an alchemist, some of these passive abilities might be really helpful. And getting better deals when bartering, that could come in really handy. So, let's go ahead and try this out as a Nibonese Imperial. And we're going to go with all health because magic points, you never need magic in Skyrim, it's just a fact. And then I've got to, of course, put on some things like the movement speed. These are all included. I don't know why that's not clicking there. But these are all included in Palladium Racials, which is really helpful.
And choose where your new life shall begin.
And if anybody has recommendations on how I should start, post them now. We've got a good number of different options. We could, of course, do the native start. We could escape this cell, which is going to put us in a fairly rough position out in the Rift. We could start with any of the guilds, just to start as an outlaw, pretty much anything. I think if I'm going to do an alchemist run, I could start out in Cyrodiil. I could be an alchemist in Cyrodiil. Well, let's say a patron of a local inn.
Which inn are you a patron of?
Let's start out somewhere that won't get me killed immediately. I could start out in Rorikstead. Well, what's a good option? Riverwood. I think Riverwood would be a good option. It would put us at a fairly balanced gameplay experience.
Can rise to greatness.
Okay, so I am going to start out in Riverwood, and that'll put us pretty close to Helgen, allow me to pretty much just play the game normally and handle things as they come. Alright, so we've begun. And I'm not gonna cheat. Dagon, she's a cheat. And I don't mean that she's unfaithful, I mean that she will decimate every enemy with extreme prejudice. She doesn't lose very often. She has this crazy crossbow that's so overpowered that it can take down dragons pretty easily.
I'm just the man for the job.
And I have no idea who this man is. I'm not
I've
gonna go with
been looking
survival
for
mode,
you.
though.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Gotta go. Greetings, citizen. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vander Nightbrook.
And it looks like we have duplicate versions of Vander Nightbrook. That's real nice.
Greetings, citizen. Allow me to introduce. You may recognize the old service. We have a new business. That and the services. I deliver. Crawling a for delivered. Living in delivered. Stuck. Hi, Hrothgar. Delivered. I deliver from robbers, from hunt, from the shrine. I get it done. And I'm sorry.
His initial spiel is very long.
Accept any tips.
And there's just a mountain of noise going on here. I don't know why this is such a busy location. But it is. And the next time that we see Vander Nightbrook, he's going to be much more concise. I know that was a thing that bothered people when I talked about him previously, is that I showed his initial spiel. I didn't even show the whole thing. It's very long. You can skip it. You just have to sit there for like 15 seconds clicking the skip option over and over and over again, which is a little tedious, but you know what? He's otherwise a really interesting NPC. He's got pretty much the same lines as the vanilla guy, but he's got a better look to him and a little bit more life when he comes up to you in most situations. And before I get started, I'm going to activate my MCM recorder, and this will just run the basic recording for everything that I need for MCM. There's not a whole lot of options that I've chosen previously, just 9 of them on this recording. But if I have to go through them every time, it's a nuisance, because I start new games on a pretty consistent basis. And because I'm an alchemist, I'm going to go ahead and just pick up everything that I can in the near vicinity. A great mod for this is going to be third-person, or better third-person grabbing or something like that. I can't remember the name of it now that I'm trying to remember it. I know. I'm terrible at remembering things. Anybody who watches the streams on a regular basis is going to come to learn that very quickly. And Nirnroot, if you did not know, can be used for invisibility. It's a beautiful little item. I mean, it's everywhere, and you can combine it with Luna Mothwings to create a rather nice invisibility potion. For the most part, though, I am going to want to be in first person because I don't want to die. It's a survival run, and pretty much anything can one-shot me at this point, which in my normal gameplay is not a bad thing. I like being way too strong. So, of course, having enemies that can compete with me is really nice. And I think it's kind of late-ish at night. Also, I hear an ice claw. Or do I? No, I think it's just this thing. There are sky shards in this version of Skyrim. And what these little buggers do is if you collect 3 of them, they will increase your abilities by 1 skill point. So, it leaves me with a great incentive to explore the world, especially in a time like this where I'm doing an alchemy run. I can run around, I can look for those, and they will, once I've acquired enough of them, give me a skill point without me having to raise my actual level. So this prevents me from having to make enemies stronger by leveling up. For instance, if I want to gain all of the perks of the alchemy tree, if I find enough of these sky shards, I can actually unlock many more than what I would have off of my basic level, which is really helpful. And I don't know why, but my character's not pulling out his weapon. That's a bug. Do I have any spells? They're hesitant to fight me, which is good, because I'm hesitant to fight them. They're not hesitating anymore. It's okay, though. I've got this. Yeah, those attack animations are not always great. Not a huge fan of the scripted vanilla kill scene. I don't know how to describe those. Or the cinematic kill moves. They kind of look jank to me. They always kind of like stutter beforehand. Alright, worked just fine that time. And what I'm going to be doing today is a combination of two things. I'm going to be looking for sky shards, well, I guess 3. Sky shards, ice claws, and crafting materials, specifically for alchemy. So, if you're going to be an alchemist, and that sound there, that little hum, is the sound of an ice claw. If you're going to be an alchemist, you need the thief stone. Once you accept this blessing, all thief skills are increased by 20%, or they rise 20% faster. And that is our ice claw. See, he hums, sings. So you take one of those bad boys, and those actually are an import from the game Enderall, which is a large, full conversion mod of Skyrim. And it's awesome. Every single time that I see those in the game, I know that I'm about to get a small raise to my overall carry capacity. And there's a goblin archer over there. Hope he doesn't attack me. Usually they don't. They kind of avoid conflict for the most part, but they'll attack some things. Like human beings on occasion. And yeah, we got a couple of ice claws and a Durzog. And I'm going to go back into my menu and hotkey something real quick. So, I also have loot and degradation, which I haven't added to my hotkey list yet. But I will, so that I can do this much more easily. Toggle widgets. Just need to do that, because if you see on the right side of the screen, there's actually widgets that will tell me how strong or how much life, durability, whatever you want to call it, is still in my armor. That way I know how much damage they're taking, can take actions to restore their quality and improve them, or decide if I don't want them. Because sometimes you just don't have the ability to repair your equipment. The other thing to do with loot and degradation is that it actually provides more enchanted and honed items to your NPCs. There is a bandit axe here. It's an improvement over my piece of crap axe. I'll take it. I mean, it's free. Or, beautifully, probably switch hands though. Dual axes. Okay. I don't know why the animations are bugging there, but I'll look into that. Maybe I need to run Nemesis again. I could have changed something in my list and not noticed that it required Nemesis be rerun. Occasionally that happens. I do have a lot of quest mods in this version of the mod list, which are honestly unnecessary. I realize now that most of you wouldn't even play all of these quest mods. Hell, I won't play most of them. So, there's not really much of a point in having them. And, in case you didn't know, mountain flowers. Crazy valuable. If you're going to be an alchemist or play Skyrim to any capacity, you might as well collect a bunch of mountain flowers. Because you can combine them with pretty much anything. You can combine them with hanging moss, blue butterfly wings, nightshade. I think you can combine them with glowing mushrooms. Like all kinds of random nonsense to create just crazy overpowered potions that primarily have one resounding purpose, or one unifying purpose: to damage magicka. And damage magicka potions are exceedingly valuable. For whatever reason, they sell for an astronomical amount. So if you collect, say, I don't know, 10, 20 of these, even at the lowest level of alchemy, you can still sell a potion a piece for 150 or 200 septims, which is not a whole lot, especially for a half a pound. But I have weighted septums. So, it is more valuable to me to carry one bottle of any potion than it is to carry 100 septums. Because even at a weight of 0.01, 10 septums adds out to 1 pound. Or, I guess that's 0.1 pounds. But 100 septums would add out to 1 pound. What is up with this guy? He is absolutely littered with raking spears. I don't know. None of my business. That's what that is. I also don't have fast travel, so even though one of you might have noticed that I did not, in fact, turn on survival mode, I will still have to survive based off of walking and running, or horse riding. Or, if I really feel like it, I can activate a way shrine, which is easier said than done. Because I don't just activate them, I have to go out and do a quest, and then activate them. And I don't know that I would even survive the quest. Hopefully these guys will either not notice me or not care. One of those. I think neither. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh, that's a goblin spear. Also, I'm bleeding. And there's a goblin. I've been hit in the head with a goblin spear. I'm in trouble. Okay, I may have clicked that button a few dozen too many times. Okay, there are still enemies nearby, but hopefully they are just not after me. That was bleeding, but I'll be okay. That was out of left field. Alright, so the reason I risked my life coming all the way up here was not for no purpose. I wanted this guy's tunic, or whatever, hooded Dalmor robes, because they have a fortified destruction enchantment on them, which won't be incredibly helpful to me right now, but if I survive long enough in this playthrough, I'll be able to use that fortified destruction enchantment later to give myself unlimited magic. But now that I've grabbed what I need, you know, some ice claws, a sky shard, and the thief stone, as well as that enchanted item, I can now go down and do some basic alchemy stuff. Blue mountain flowers, raw gold. So, long term, my plan for this first day of alchemy acquisition? Exploration? I don't know. Anyway, for the first day of my alchemy survival, I'll be just gathering up some materials, planting them, and possibly taking a farm. Because there is that one farm out by Riverwood? Rorikstead. There's a farm by Rorikstead that is occupied only by ghosts. I almost said goats. Anyway, it's occupied only by ghosts, so if I gather up some materials before I head out that way from the area around here, the local farms on my way, and the town of Whiterun, I'll be able to create some really spectacular potions. And I hear another ice claw. I don't think I've said a single thing cohesively in this entire playthrough yet. The reason I keep going out of my way to acquire these ice claws, in case I haven't forgotten to actually say it, is that they increase your... Things like this are just going to keep happening. I'm just going to keep getting interrupted every time I start talking about something, because there's about 1 million quests and random incidents throughout this playthrough. Ice claws increase your carry capacity. There, I have finished a single thought for the first time in this playthrough before being interrupted again. Come at me, bro. Alright. So the difficult thing about this is that literally anything could theoretically kill me. I screwed up the timing on that. In a single hit. Literally any dog, mud crab, small fall could kill me. It's not to say it necessarily will, but there's about a 90% chance that I get bitten by a wolf and die instantly. Likewise, it's not incredibly hard for me to kill other things. So if I'm fighting wolves, skeletons, anything that's close to my level, I shouldn't have an incredible amount of difficulty. On the other hand, if I run into a saber cat while I'm on my way to the farm, I will die. If one of these guys catches me off guard, I will die. If I stumble and the physics bug out on me, I will die. Oh, look at that, he didn't do a damn thing to me. And that's the other thing. It is dependent on vulnerability. So there are random modifiers for everything damage related that will result in me either taking more or less damage. In that particular instance, didn't take much at all, so it was pretty much okay. On the other hand, he took all the damage, and I approve of that. I think I'm also only playing on Adept right now, because I am kind of trying to test the damage modifiers. I was playing on very hard at one point, and that puts you at 5 times damage incoming. It was pretty brutal. I got killed by a skeleton while wearing Daedric armor, which you may have guessed is not exactly what you want when you're wearing Daedric armor. But then I was testing mods on somebody else's computer because they were having bugs, and realized that they can take pretty much as much damage as they want. Not a whole lot is actually killing them. And I was curious if it was just because they were at a lower level, which I'm starting to think is the case. Which means that using New Game Plus would be the stupidest thing I could possibly do, is to create a level 80 or 90 or level 300 character, and then start a new game with no equipment, and try and face them. Please tell me that wasn't a dragon. Oh, right, I forgot to mention, there are dragons from the start. I'm really hoping that's not a dragon. I thought I heard wings. I don't see anything though, and I don't hear any growling or anything like that. So I think that we're safe. Okay. So I continue my exploration as an alchemist, and I'm collecting blue butterfly wings, blue mountain flowers, tundra cotton is a good one. But the reason I'm over by this farm is because there is wheat. Wheat, which will help me create the best possible healing potions I can, and I think I passed it. I did. It's back here. I mean, there's wheat, there's blue mountain flowers, there's blue butterfly wings, and they're all incredibly helpful ingredients. There's my wheat. Wahaha, there we go. An entire bastion of wheat. This stuff. This stuff. Long term, whew. Jeez. You cannot do better, I guarantee it. Wheat and blue mountain flower. I'm pretty sure that's the combo. It'll give you the best healing potions you can get, because it'll actually fortify your health, raising your overall health quantity, and heal you. So every time that you take one of those bad boys, it increases your overall health, and restores any lost health you have. Especially from the start, that's really helpful, even if it only raises your overall health by 30 or 40 points to start. It's super common, as you can see. And once you can actually start farming the stuff, it's even more common. Because when you farm things, you get, I think, 2 or even 3 times the quantity. It's quite a lot. So, we want to plant this stuff in large quantities, and by happenstance, Bethesda decided to make the game exponentially easier for us all, for some reason, by providing player homes. I don't use any of them. I never even worry about it.
Yeah.
But
What you mean?
you can kind of hack the system by just coming to one of these farms and planting a bunch of crap at them. Or just taking the wheat that's already there. Even if you don't need the farm itself, I mean, why bother throwing away the materials? Like, you can't even see the fertile soil here. I mean, you kind of can, but I'm not going to worry about it. That wheat, though. I needed that wheat. And then it's just going to be a matter of getting out of here. And if you're wondering why I'm looking all around my screen like a crazy person, it's because I have a curved monitor. So I actually end up having to look, you know, left to right and kind of following my cursor around the screen a little. And I feel like it's a little bit more reflexive than it is actually required, but, you know, at other times I feel like it's wholly required because I'm looking at tiny details and I don't have that good of vision as it stands. But, you know, that's all okay. Everything is just fine. And this will be my 3rd Sky Shard. I don't think I've leveled up at all yet, so it'll be a good time to show how that actually works. Effectively, you acquire 3, and then you've got an extra skill point, without actually having to raise your overall level. And all I have to do is find the little path up here, because there's a pre-built path that will get me up to this location, I think. I'm probably not on it, mind you, but here we go. And I just... oh, crap. I have the dexterity of a fish. A very, very clunky fish. It's also not a particularly wide path. There we go. Come on, come on. There we go. Yep, yep. And we're here. This will be the 3rd Sky Shard. And that gives me a total of 1 additional skill point. So, let's demonstrate a couple of things. What's my wait button? Is it T? It's T. Okay, so I'm going to sit and wait and demonstrate a couple of things. So, I've collected 3 Sky Shards and 3 Ice Claw. The Sky Shard will give me that extra skill point I've been talking about consistently for the past 60 seconds, and Ice Claws will increase my carry capacity. This is perfect for people who are playing on survival mode, or with, like I have, realistic carry capacity, which lowers your carry capacity exponentially, because you can gain a set amount of skill points every time that you eat one of these, and it will stay with you throughout the course of the game. So you can see I'm progressively getting 2 additional points, which is probably a little more than I need, because there's actually over 300 Ice Claws throughout the game, so effectively I could raise my carry capacity by about 600 points. But I didn't realize that when I actually set up the mod, so I'm probably not going to worry about eating all of them, but those initial ones are going to be very helpful long term. I'm also going to avoid this bandit camp here that I was about to walk into like a fool. And it would have really, really showed, because I would have died. They're not terribly likely to attack me if I'm just walking around out here. Most things aren't incredibly hostile in this version of the game, but if they catch you, they sure as hell will kill you. Almost every single time. It's a rarity that they don't. But kind of like I mentioned before, I am playing on a lower difficulty than I'm used to, so there's a good possibility I'll do really well. There's also a good possibility I'll lose track of my focus and get killed by a wolf while I'm picking tundra cotton. That was a terrible block. Yeah, that just does not look good. And there's another Ice Claw. If you know the Ice Claws mod, you know that they don't normally sing like that. But there is a mod, aptly named Singing Ice Claws, which allows them to do precisely that. And they act similar to, say, Nirnroot, which has a similar effect. Which, like I mentioned before, is great for invisibility potions. You can find it all over the place, and you can buy them. And you can combine them with lunar moth wings. Also, I'm not wholly positive that I turned on my grass mod. I'm fairly sure that I didn't, actually. Either that. No, I didn't. I was using a different version of Skoglendi grass on a different mod profile. I was tweaking some of my landscape stuff, so this is actually vanilla grass, which does not look good. I'll change that later, though. And that entire path, from that mountain over there, all the way over to that one, is a death trap. There are 3 high-level dragons, sometimes 4, occasionally, very occasionally, there are 5. And they will kill me. So I'm going to avoid that. Instead, I'm going to take the long way and travel around that side. And I think for a second there, you're actually able to see all 3 of them. You can see at least 2. And the third one's kind of over the mountain. You can see his wing coming over. There's also the chance that I am going to get randomly attacked by a dragon at any time. Because unlike normal Skyrim, I have dragons from the start on, because I hate myself. But, being that I'm level 1, this path should be relatively safe. Maybe some wolves, maybe some little things. Hopefully no angry giants. And as long as I avoid those dragons, I'll be just dandy. If maybe a little bit boring. But there's no world in which I could fight them. Not in a million years. Because, I mean, you start fighting the one, another's gonna come in, and then the second or third. I might take advantage of these guys a little bit. Get myself some equipment, maybe risk it for the biscuit. Because I'm pretty sure that these guys could take out those bandits. I could be wrong. And if I am, they will surely die for it. But if I'm not wrong, I'll get some pretty high-level equipment. Or at least mid-level equipment. Like some armor. Kinda wish I had a bow on me. Let's check out my powers real quick, because I got a second before those guys come. And no, I'm not going to use the judgment cut at any time throughout this. That's mostly for show. Incitement. When out of combat, pay 400 gold and direct nearby humanoid NPCs to attack an NPC. Oh, if only I had... Oh, look at that! I have 400 gold! Brilliant. Nearby. How how exactly do I define nearby? Because I don't really want to give somebody 400 gold if there's no reason to give them 400 gold. Do I risk it? Risk the money? Because I think that we could incite combat without really needing to do that. These guys are fast approaching. I don't think this is going to be an all-out war or anything like that, so should be relatively okay. I'm gonna go up there. Provoke some violence.
Now ain't this a surprise?
That's just about all I have to do.
Is someone there? Never should have come here.
I will be literally no help to them, so I'm gonna stay back. And hopefully not die.
You're dead.
Sneak attack! Somebody looted that armor.
You ready to die today, huh?
Get the best of me.
I'll bury you!
That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And I'm dead. Yup. That's how fast that happened. How long did I get? 36 minutes? Brilliant. Alright.
You got some furs and tree branches, paint them white, and then tie them to
I've
stone.
been looking for you.
Spider.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver.
Nobody's gonna believe that a dog is a frostbite spider.
I do
And if
think
they
that
do,
for
they'll
future
kill him.
playthroughs, I'll
That's not
probably
much
get
of a
rid of
fight.
Vander Nightbrook.
Oh yeah? And what would you
The
rather?
reading citizen. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Van.
Alright, normally I would end the stream with one death. I have apparently been failing myself the past 2 streams. But I'll start a new game, same character, different location so I don't have to go through the Vander thing. And we're going to pick it at random. It's not even going to be picked. We're just going to go ahead and start again and try this out. And, you know, I don't think anybody will comment, but let me know if you want me to play as a different character. I have options, so I have all kinds of presets. I can just toss one up. Got my my dark elf. If I switch over to a female character, she is adorably tiny, hilariously so. Completely different playstyle. I could play as a dark elf. I could do anything, really. And I probably am going to die again, so. Alright. We're going at this at random.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
Let's go with... Let's go ahead with the Colovian style. Choose one of 3 formations. Attack formation. Allies within your general vicinity gain courage, 5% attack speed and movement speed. Defense formation. Allies within your general vicinity gain 42 armor, 5% magic resistance and courage. That's nice. And allies within your general vicinity gain a 10% bonus to their regenerative stats. I think we're going to go with defense formation. Nice. Health, health, health. Always health. The only thing here, it's health.
Approach, my
All right.
child, and choose where your new life shall begin. Leaving your life to
Surprise
chance.
me.
So be it.
I don't think it'll matter a whole lot. I'm probably going to die either way. So, let's do this. Hopefully I'll get set up in a city with a nice house and lots of money. Hey, look at that. Luck pays off. Looks like I am the proud homeowner of a Markarth dwelling. I've even got some equipment. Got dwarven arrows I can't take all of. How many do I get? 24. I get 24 arrows. I have steel armor. I have fine clothing. Look at me. I am just outright cush. Got a dwarven bow. I could be a mace wielder or a sword wielder. I think I'll be a sword wielding archer. I could actually live this time. Look at that. I could survive. So long as I choose not to go outside ever. Brilliant. This is quite fortuitous. I should actually try not to get killed this time. But I mean, I have armor. Ha! I even have a loot. I can become a loot player. Nice. I have non-combat skills because I am a person of wealth. I am not impoverished this time. The gods love me. Survival? No survival? Screw it. Let's do survival. I'll have to adjust my settings, mind you, but... Alright, so, for instance, if you've got realistic carry capacity on, you're going to have no carry capacity whatsoever. Like, even if you have a lot of buffs and whatever, you're still not going to have carry capacity. So, you may need to go into your mod configuration menu and adjust some settings. I have my MCM recorder. I don't need to go into Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, so, let's close that real quick. Run the recording.
I've been looking for you.
Don't worry, he's not going to give me his whole spiel. He's just got some stuff to give me.
Looks like that's it. Gotta go.
Yep. And that was that. Okay, so, now that we're here, realistic capacity, I probably need about 40 pounds more than what I've got right now. Let's see.
The finest jewelry in all
Base
of
capacity. I probably need about 50, 60 pounds. Give or take. Nope, that was not enough. I don't even know that there is enough, so I might not really have an opportunity to do this. But let's see. Maximum amount, 100 pounds. Still 0. So, we're going to nix the whole survival mode thing for exactly this reason. I was kind of curious if it was possible. But realistic carry capacity is not going to work with that. And you can see my carry capacity did jump right back up. Gave myself 100 pounds there, so I got to change that back. Again, don't need that. And then I think I had 25. Actually, screw it. I'm just going to back save real quick instead of fiddling with settings. Because I don't think it'll be screwed up. No, it's totally screwed up. I wish I had something other than the memory of a goldfish. It'd be useful. 25 pounds. Okay. No. That's because I'm got my stuff equipped properly.
I've been Let's see.
I don't know.
Looks like that's
It'll
it.
be fine.
Gotta go.
Want a cut of venison or mutton? Of course you do.
It recalculates now and again anyway, so it'll be fine. And look at these guys. They're looking handsome.
Greetings, citizen. Staying out of
I have
trouble,
to
I
talk
presume?
to this gentleman every single time because I have the new Ash
nothing
mod
at all.
enabled.
Say, rumors are a new mercenary's been going around town. Calls herself Ash. Holed up near Solitude these days. In case you'd need extra muscle, I suggest you head there. Skyrim's looking more dangerous these days.
I could do that, but it would be completely unfair. I watched her kill a dragon. Alone.
Redguard
Kill the
craftsmanship
dragon
in
alone.
every piece.
Can't have that kind of nonsense. And I do need to change loot and degradation again. I feel like F11 is a pretty good option, because it's out of the way, doesn't really do anything.
A bit of jewelry for your journey home.
And I'm not going to go play my instrument, even though I have it, because people will hate me for it.
This is Markarth, traveler. Safest city in the Reach.
They could be right. If nothing else, they have juniper berries and they have hanging moss. Our alchemy journey will begin a little differently this time, rather than hunting specifically for blue butterfly wings and blue mountain flowers and acquiring that wheat easily from the Whiterun stables. I will instead be acquiring lots of hanging moss. Though different, it works. It creates a what is it? Damage Magicka regen potion. A quite nice one, in fact. Possibly worth more than the other one I was working on. And the grass. It's awful. It needs adjusting. It's been a while since I've started the game at this position. It's not bad. Plenty of stuff. Khajiit Caravan. Nice. That's a win.
Khajiit has wares, if you have
I
coin.
do notice. Alright, Khajiit does have wares. Let's see. Been running into trouble on
Take
the
a look.
road. I don't want to start that quest yet. But let's go ahead. Some aloe vera. Cork bulb root. Don't need moon sugar. Some salt is good. Slowed soap. I can't remember what that's good for, but I know it's good for something. And I can't get his void essence, but I don't know, maybe I have something on me of value. I don't. I have my armor. That's it. And my sword, I guess. That's alright. I don't actually know what I would use void essence for anyway, right now, so
May your road lead you to
I'll have to
warm
write these things
sands.
down.
Need something?
I do know that there is an ample supply, though, of mountain flower and hanging moss, if I look. I also happen to know that there are some Draugr if I go that direction, which will kill me. There's not even the smallest possibility that I will survive them without running, and if I run that direction, I'll run into Forsworn and die, so that would be very foolish. I don't know.
Be on your best behavior.
I could always stick with
Khajiit
these
are
guys.
few, but their will is strong.
I've seen them get decimated, though. Now, in vanilla Skyrim, every single one of these trees that you see would normally be smaller. They'd be these kind of like crooked, wind-blown things. But effectively, the vanilla version of this tree would have hanging moss. Not just one, but 2 hanging moss. Meaning that there would be hundreds of them all over the place. They would be super easily accessible. And would make me wealthy beyond all measure. Because you can combine them with your blue mountain flower. Makes for a really easy potion. But that's okay. There's a little bit of hanging moss. Even if there isn't a whole lot and I have to work for it. And so long as I'm careful not to get myself into any trouble. Is this even hanging moss? No. No, it's not. I am a fool. If I go that way, I will die. I will continue the search for hanging moss. I don't know. Maybe it isn't even productive to go after right now. I'm not going to start a fight with that guy. That would be foolish.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if you're interested.
I don't need relaxation. I need survival.
Someone do something.
Which I won't get this direction. I'm sticking with the goat. Hey, look, hanging moss. He says, turning around. It's worth it. I'll die for this. There's more. All right. Gotcha. And, out of curiosity, what is in this cave? Yeah, we have a shockingly small number of comments today, if that's to be believed. I hope I don't find out that people have been commenting this whole time. Occasionally, they just don't show up on my end, and I don't know why that is. Last time it wasn't a whole lot, but it was maybe 1, 2 comments. I wasn't on that long, though. And I don't know, maybe it's a time of day thing, too. Because I was live streaming earlier in the day, and it did seem like people were much, much more active. War axe. If nothing else, his boots and helmet are useful. The imp stool, definitely useful. I'm gonna leave that right there, because I don't want anything to do with this. And am I able to get over there? No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. Hey, look at that. Direfish. And some loot. I have no lockpicks. Because I am not poor. That's okay. I'll bugger out. Move it along. I have, based off of my experience, acquired plenty of materials. So I should have more than enough to get by. I really thought they were Forsworn for a second there.
Fortune smiles upon this meeting.
You know, it does. It really does. Going back the way that I came, though. Head back down to Markarth, grab myself some materials. So my revised plan, seeing as I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, and I will certainly die if I try to walk, is to pick up a carriage. But if I drop off at the alchemist shop beforehand, I can do everything that I need to. We're also closing in on the end of the stream. I have tried to survive with limited success, but we'll close in on the end. I'll show you guys what these potions look like. They're pretty nice. And I might as well sprint. Got no reason not to. Can make some valuable stuff, and I'll be off to quite a good start. Because I think I have plenty of materials. Got 17 blue mountain flower. Looks like 8 hanging moss, which isn't a whole lot, but I bet there's more inside of the city. And if I take a carriage out to Whiterun, I can at least go and pick up my farming materials. Because I am going to need some wheat, regardless of whether or not I am in that area immediately. I'll have to go and acquire some. And I'll need some nightshade.
How are the new breeds getting along with my dogs?
Haven't
I
attacked
don't know
me.
what that noise was.
The Reach belongs to the Forsworn! Glory to the Forsworn!
Come on!
I die for my
By the
people.
divines, the Forsworn are here in the city.
Huh.
Everyone stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control.
Apparently.
There are no Forsworn here.
I don't even think this chick
By
was
the
in her
gods,
spot.
that man nearly killed me. You saved my life.
I did nothing.
Thank you. Here. I was gonna bring this to my sister, but I think you should have it.
Nice. I'll take
Good
it.
day.
Are you alright?
Did
you see what happened? I'm so... Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note.
Yes?
It's important.
Alrighty then.
Bloodiest beef in the Reach.
Weird, but I'm okay with it.
What did the note the man gave you say?
Redguard craftsmanship in every piece.
Weirdness. Got glitches galore. But to be fair, Mirai, that's a glitch.
What is it?
Citizen?
Everything about that mod is a
Tacitus.
glitch.
What is this?
A nail?
Is that what you call it?
He says that with such confidence. Okay, here begins my true wealth. Having a house, having weapons,
There's so
having
much to
armor,
learn about the
not
shop.
enough.
I'll never
I
get it all
need
straight.
infinite money. And the easiest way to get that
You should be more
is
careful
through
with the
hanging
men
moss.
you pick, dear.
He said he loved me.
An interesting mixture. Keep experimenting. You'll improve with practice.
Easy win. Alright, my speech skill's probably not great. In fact, it's probably non-existent. But, yep, all my skills, non-existent. That's okay. These potions, solid value.
The Hag's Cure is here for all your discreet needs.
Nice. Okay.
Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
Only one of the best. I'm so modest. They don't sell well. Not when you have no speech skill. Pitifully low. That's okay. That issue will correct itself. So I pretty much want everything in here that's green. Or a fish. Or a mushroom. Or a bug. I do not need chorus eggs. Though I could buy them. Frost Miriam is good. Giant Lichen. Probably don't need those. Is there anything specific that I can get though that would be valuable? Riverbeds. Sprig and Sap. That's not bad. I am going to go for that. At least one of those.
Now, you let me know if you need a cure or anything else.
But we will have to pick this up during the next stream. I have acquired some materials. I will hold on to those for future. Probably going to store them in my home because I got lucky enough to start with a home. Yeah, I didn't earn it. In fact, I've already forgotten where it was located because I'm senile. I think it's up here, though. One of the more enjoyable player homes in the game. Also, that's not supposed to look like that. I need to generate lot at some point. And, like I mentioned before, I have a player home. I chose the random option, so my start, I was actually thinking that I'd be in a horrible position, but it gave me a player home, some weapons, armor, everything I would really need, and a decent place to start out. So, I'm going to go ahead and close down the stream. I hope those of you who watched it enjoyed, and I will